Welcome back live on Nile TV International, and as you know, we've been covering since the early hours of the morning with you what is happening in the United States of America, where voters have started casting their ballots from the early hours of Tuesday morning, and we're just hours away from knowing who will be the 45th U.S. President of the United States. Is it going to be Hillary Clinton from the Democrats, or is he going to be Donald Trump from the Republicans? Well, millions of U.S. citizens have been going to voting and polling stations to vote and cast their voices. And we're going to know more about how the analysts and how different people inside and outside the United States view this very important date in not only the U.S. history, but the entire world. Hillary Clinton has one of the strongest resumes of anyone had ever been running for the U.S. president. She stands as the First Lady, she's been the Senator and the Secretary of State, but she's also a polarizing figure and a Washington insider with decades of political baggage. Now, could Democrat Clinton, who's 69, defeat the Republican Donald Trump, who's 70, in Tuesday's election? She would then become the first woman elected as U.S. president, having already been the only First Lady to win the elected office and the first woman nominated for president by the major U.S. party.
Tuesday is election day in the United States. The candidates are more than two people seeking the presidency, alongside Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and the Republican candidate Donald Trump. On many ballot papers are former Governor of New Mexico Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party, Green Party nominee and former physician Jill Stein, and more than 20 others. No third-party candidate has claimed the state victory since George Wallace in 1968. Here are the two main candidates. Hillary could become the first female politician in America's history to occupy the White House as president. Aged 69, Hillary was born on the 26th of October 1947 in Chicago, Illinois. Hillary, in 1969, graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the Wellesley College. She proceeded to the Yale Law School and in 1973 received a Juris Doctor degree from the Yale University. Public service and professional exploits are two aspects that are each distinguishable with each candidate. Hillary has a public life from teaching at the university through to serving as America's highest diplomat in the role of Secretary of State under Obama's presidency, whereas Trump boasts a full business life with zero public service experience. Hillary taught as an assistant professor at University of Arkansas Law School in 1975. She was also an attorney at Rose Law Firm from 1976 to 1992. Hillary Clinton first rose to elective office in 2001 and stepped down from an elected position in 2009. Clinton has served as an elected official for a total of 8 years before taking an appointed office in 2009 as Secretary of State. Other public positions she held include United States Secretary of State between 2009 to 2013, when she resigned to pursue presidential ambition. Sworn in United States Secretary of State January 2009, Senator, United States Senate 2001 to 2009. U.S. First Lady as wife of President Bill Clinton 1993 to 2001. First Lady, State of Arkansas 1979 to 1981 and from 1983 to 1992. She is the author of many books, including a 562-page autobiography, Living History. Then in 2014, she published a second memoir, Hard Choices, which focused on her time as Secretary of State. Hillary was in the political spotlight largely because of her husband, Bill Clinton's politics. Bill Clinton served as governor of the state of Arkansas before ascending to the office of president, during which time Hillary was the First Lady of the United States. The couple have one daughter, Chelsea. The other Republican candidate, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, born in New York. Trump is a year older than Hillary. He was born on June 13, 1946. Trump stands the chance to be the first person with no public service record to rise to the highest office of the land. Trump attended Fordham University in the Bronx, New York for 2 years starting from August 1964. He transferred to Wharton School of Finance and Commerce at the University of Pennsylvania. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Economics and Real Estate. Trump has zero record of public service, but boasts a business route that spans mainly from real estate ventures to other businesses. Since taking control of his father Fred Trump's real estate and construction firm in 1971, he has expanded it by building office towers, casinos, golf courses, and other facilities. He has also been involved in the beauty pageant business, having been associated with the Miss USA pageant between 1996 and 2015. He also has a media presence of appearances in films and television reality programs. Donald Trump has never held elective office. His current spouse is Melania Trump. Trump has 5 children. So, who wins the race to become the 45th President of the United States? Will Obama hand over to the man he has jabbed so much politically, or his former appointee and party's chosen candidate? The most powerful political office is up for grabs.
The latest news coverage for the 2016 U.S. presidential election.
I'm #1 in New Hampshire. Will you please keep me there? This is ridiculous.
In-depth analysis.
We've been fighting the progressive fight and getting results.
The key states that decide who wins the race. Clinton-Trump face off, trying to make history.
Go and vote.
Let's go win the nomination.
What happens on Election Day? The journey to the White House on Nile TV International.
This year's election is the 45th U.S. presidential election since 1789. American citizens do not directly elect the president. They elect representatives called electors, who together from the Electoral College, and they work together to know who would be the next president. Now, to know more about the U.S. electoral system, let's take a look at this report.
This year's election is the 58th U.S. presidential elections since 1789. Election Day was designated as the Tuesday following the first Monday in November back in 1845. At the time, officials calculated that farmers needed a day to get to the country seat to cast ballots, but did not want to interfere with Church Day on Sunday, so they chose Tuesday. Clinton is the first woman to clinch the nomination for a major party, but the first woman to run for president was Victoria Woodhull, leader of the suffragette movement in the U.S. in 1872, almost 50 years before women were allowed to vote in presidential elections in 1920. Meanwhile, at 70, Donald Trump would be the oldest candidate to be elected as a first-term president. Ronald Reagan was 69 when he won his first term, and 73 when he won for the second time. American citizens do not directly elect the president. They elect representatives called electors who together from the Electoral College, based on population size, each state is allotted electoral votes. For example, like Montana has 3 votes, while California has 55. There are 538 electoral votes in total. Therefore, the winning post is 270. About 120 million Americans are expected to vote. More than 40 million voted before Tuesday. A winning candidate will need more than 60 million votes. Apart from the contest to be the next president and vice president of the U.S., elections will be held across the country for 34 Senate seats, 435 seats in the House of Representatives, 12 state governorships, 2 territorial governorships, and numerous other states and local elections. Money is always a crucial factor in any election. Mrs. Clinton has raised $1,068.1 million, and Mr. Trump raised $512.2 million. In 2012, Mr. Barack Obama raised $1,072.6 million. The first of 3 television debates between Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Trump was watched by a record of 84 million people. The use of social media in this campaign has been very affecting. Facebook and Twitter have particularly played a key role for both candidates. Going by the numbers, Trump has more followers on both platforms. On Twitter, Hillary has 10.2 million, 9,605 tweets and is following 758 accounts. But Trump leads with 12.9 million, 33,915 tweets and is following 41 accounts. On Facebook, Hillary has 7.7 million and Trump is inching closer to the 12 million mark with 11.9 million followers. The Democratic Party started using the donkey as their symbol in the 19th century when Andrew Jackson was the nominee. Mr. Jackson started using it on campaign posters. Influential political cartoonist Thomas Nast then started using it regularly in his cartoons. Nast also helped popularize the elephant as the symbol of the Republican Party. He famously used it in an 1874 Harper's Weekly cartoon.
When is the American presidential elections of 2016? Voting day, November the 8th. Result date, November the 9th. Key dates and election day process.
Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump battled over the strength of the economy in the final stretch of the race for the White House on Friday, with Clinton praising the latest U.S. jobs report and Trump dismissing it as a fraud and disaster. This was just a continuation of their conflicting positions during the campaign on the wide range of issues.
During the elections campaign, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump clashed over immigration, foreign policy, and the U.S. economy during televised debates. On the economy, Trump vowed to reduce taxes tremendously, from 35% to 15% for companies, small and big businesses. He said that this is going to be a major job creator like no one have seen since Ronald Reagan. Clinton said that the economy should be built to work for everyone, not just those at the top. That means more, not only new, but good jobs have to be created to rise incomes. That means jobs in infrastructure, in advanced manufacturing, innovation and technology, clean, renewable energy and small businesses, because most of the new jobs will come from small business. On the foreign policy, Trump said that he wants to help all allies, but cautioned that the United States is losing billions and billions of dollars. He said the U.S. cannot be the policeman of the world and protect countries all over the world. Clinton said she wants to reassure allies in Japan and South Korea and elsewhere that the mutual defense treaties will be honored. It is essential that America's word be good, noting that this campaign has caused some questioning and worries on the part of many leaders across the globe. She said that the United States must work with Europe to dramatically and immediately improve intelligence sharing and counter-terrorism coordination. She warned that Trump policy is dangerous because it becomes particularly threatening if terrorists ever get their hands on any nuclear material. On immigration, Trump said that he would build a great wall on the southern border and make Mexico pay for that wall in order to stop migrants. He refused to accept Syrian refugees, saying that they might be terrorists loyal to Daesh terrorist group. Clinton, on the other hand, said that a comprehensive immigration reform is needed. She said that border security has always been a part of the debate on how to stop migrants. Trump said that he's against the gun control policy as a means to fight violence, saying that the answer is no to limits on guns. He says that the reasons why people use guns should be treated rather than limiting the guns. Clinton said that guns will not make America safer. She said that in the United States, 33,000 people die every year in gun violence. She said that arming more people to do what she thinks is not the appropriate response to terrorism. She noted that the gun is epidemic, the leading cause of death of young African American men. She vowed to make sure that police respect the communities and the communities respect them. She also vowed to tackle the plague of gun violence, which is a big contributor to a lot of problems. On abortion, Trump stood totally against, while Clinton said that Republicans do not mind having big government to interfere with women's rights to choose and try to take down Planned Parenthood.
Also, American stars gave their opinion about the elections of the U.S. 40th president. Let's see what the American stars and celebrities had to say about this very special day.
Well, I mean, there's some sort of extreme voices out there. You know, I always have to caution people when they watch American politics that, you know, we go a little crazy during the political season, and it's a very long season. And, you know, this xenophobic, fascist sort of no Muslims are going to be coming into the United States. That's never going to happen. You know, that's not going to happen in the United States. We're not going to, that's not who we are, and that's not who we've ever been. It's not how our country was formed. So you're going to hear some of these louder voices that are extreme and much smaller percentage of the country that always come up during these moments, but they don't ever survive, and we get past these. So I always just try to tell people to, you know, I think it was Winston Churchill said, you can always count on the Americans to do the right thing after they've exhausted every other possibility. So, you know, it's all going to be fine. It's just going to take us a minute, you know.
I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to use my sort of influence to tell people what to do, but I am going to vote, you know.
Kind of America you want to your son to
I want us to have a big Ferris wheel that we can go up in really, really slowly and light up for public events. That's my dream.
Yeah, whoever wins, get us one of those.
I think Trump as a businessman is something that you should study. I think interesting, been through a whole lot. But when it comes to politics and it comes to being the President of the United States of America, that's a whole different animal, okay? And when you're up there and you speak, my mother always told me, two biggest diseases in the world, ignorance and greed. And when you're up there and you're speaking from an ignorant standpoint, I'm not opposed to you, you're doing it to yourself. You understand me? People see this, people see what's going on, and I think it's a very self-destructive behavior. I think Donald Trump is somebody that's never been out the sandbox. What I mean the sandbox is, had a nice ass whooping in life, because he wouldn't speak like that. You know, he'd understand people's struggles, sacrifices, you know? So that's what makes me a little bit passionate what's going on, and you know, let's see what happens.
All right, that brings us to the end of the special edition. But of course, do stay tuned on Nile TV International as we take you live to witness what is currently happening. And throughout the rest of the evening, of course, the rest of the morning in the United States because of the time difference, regarding the American citizens who are out to vote today for the 45th President of the United States. Although some preliminary reports are suggesting that Hillary Clinton is succeeding Trump by 3 points. Yet we never know how this day would end, but we're only hours away from understanding what the new president of the United States would be like, and most importantly of all, whoever is going to make it to the office. There's definitely a lot of challenges that are currently on hand, many crucial files, whether they are the internal files concerning the U.S. citizens or internationally Middle East file combating terrorism, the war with Syria and Iraq. So we'll have to wait and see what this is going to bring us to. Thank you very much for watching.